Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Welcome into today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I always read the comments. Always good to have a bit of a debate with you. And if you're worried about your drinking, if that's why you found this video, then the first thing you need to do is go to my website, StopDrinkingExpert.com, and sign up for today's free coaching session. I'll even give you a copy of my book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a free download. So today's video is actually a response to an email from Patrick. Patrick quit drinking with my program several months ago. Absolutely loves all the benefits that come with sobriety that he's seeing appearing in his life. But he's hit an unexpected obstacle. And it's got nothing to do with cravings to drink or feeling like he's missing out or anything like that. It is purely the response of other drinkers. Now, in the course, I talk about this. I tell you specifically how to deal with your drinking buddies and how to deal with your close friends and family. Because there's two very different types of people here who are going to try and make you drink, and for different reasons. You know, your mom at Christmas may see you without a drink, and because she loves you and because she doesn't want you to miss out, she may say, oh, surely you can just have one. And she's not doing that because she wants to trip you up or because she doesn't love you. She's doing that because she sees you not doing what everyone else is doing and is worried about you. So there's a very specific way how you deal with that sort of thing. And I tell you about it in the course. Now, drinking buddies, on the other hand, are a different kettle of fish because they will try and trip you up. They will say some quite horrible things to you. They will say, you're boring these days. You're not as much fun as you used to be. You've changed, and so on and so on. And the reason they do that is because, you see, we get this kind of billion-dollar machine when we're born, this body and this mind and this central nervous system. It's amazing. But we don't get an instruction manual with it. And so we kind of bumble around through life. Some things serve us, some things don't. But there are some things that are kind of built into our core program. Some things that are there to keep us alive. And one of them is the ability to detect poison in food. You know, we've evolved over millions of years to at least get a sense that we've eaten poison or digested some poison, and that there's supposed to be a response to that. Now, alcohol is a registered poison. And so for that reason, for us to get addicted, we have to ignore some pretty clear warning signs. We have to learn to ignore these really, really dramatic red flags that what we're doing is fundamentally insane. And so drinkers have to come up with lots of coping mechanisms, lots of systems to allow them to justify the behavior of drinking alcohol, drinking poison for fun. And their favorite tool to justify this is social proof. Safety in numbers. Drinkers like to be with other drinkers. Because whether they're conscious of it or not, they need to be able to look around the room and say, okay, everyone else is doing it, so it must be okay. Even if they don't really believe it, that's enough. Safety in numbers. So when you quit drinking, you cause your drinking buddies some psychological pain. Now, they don't label it like that. They don't go, oh, Patrick stopped drinking and now I've got psychological pain. They don't verbalize it. They don't even link it. All they know is they feel uncomfortable, and they feel uncomfortable because you are not drinking. And so they've got two choices. They can raise their standards up to your new level, or they can pull you back down to their level. And the latter is always easy. So I talk about this in the course quite a lot, and I tell people how to deal with drinking buddies. But what Patrick has discovered is he's got a problem with people who are really close to him. For example, when he first told his wife that he was stopping drinking, she was really supportive. She encouraged him and praised him and celebrated with him. But then suddenly, after he's actually been successful for the first time, and he's gone several months without drinking, she started to offer him alcohol. She started to say things like, surely you can have one glass of wine with your meal. And the main thing that's really upsetting Patrick is she started to continually justify her drinking to him. She's constantly explaining why she needs to drink, and it's different for her. This is pure victim mode, but it's very common. And Patrick, you see, his email to me was saying, Craig, you've got to help me, because is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I constantly going to be having drinkers justifying their drinking to me for the rest of my life? That sounds like hell on earth. Patrick, what you are observing here is an entirely natural human trait. And it's actually not just about alcohol. This happens all the time, every day, and you are seeing it in all sorts of environments. It's just you're not really sensitive to it. You're sensitive to your wife justifying her drinking because this is a big thing in your life. You've just become sober, and so you're acutely aware of anything related to alcohol. And it goes right up there in your recognition of what's going on. But actually what this is something called internal external thinking. There are two states of mind that we can be in. External state of mind means we're looking for information. We are seeking knowledge. Internal state of mind is where we have a point of view and we are so attached to it that we do not want any more information. All we want is validation of what we currently think. And so when you get a drinker like your wife, who is still very firmly in denial, because that's what it is, very firmly in victim mode, justifying their drinking, what they are demonstrating to you is they are in an internal state of mind. Now, that's important to know and recognize, because you cannot persuade people who are in an internal state of mind that they're wrong or that they should be doing it differently. They do not want to hear what you have to say. But Patrick, I want you to understand that this has got nothing to do with alcohol. This happens all the time. For example, in the United States, Trump is a polarizing political figure, in that half the people think he's amazing, he's doing a great job, and the other half of the people think he's the most misogynistic, racist, evil, nasty, idiotic president the United States has ever had. Now, you could take one person from either camp and put them in a room together for 3 months, and I guarantee you at the end of 3 months, they're both going to leave that room thinking the same thing they thought when they went into the room. The Trump supporter will say that the other guy's an idiot, and vice versa, because they are both in internal states of mind. They both believe what they believe, and they do not want external input. They only want validation about what they currently believe. Same in the United Kingdom with Brexit. You take a Brexit supporter, someone who believes the United Kingdom should leave the European Union, they don't want to hear the other side of the story, and vice versa. And I experienced this in my own family because, ridiculously, if you ask me, my father supports Brexit. He thinks it's a good idea. He thinks we should leave the European Union. Even, I nearly went on a rant there. I'm not going to. He supports Brexit. He thinks we should leave the European Union. I don't. Now, occasionally, when I go and see my parents, my father will bring up Brexit. And I will immediately shut down the conversation. I will change the subject. Or I'll just say, I'm not talking about this. Because I know it's pointless. I know that I could scream and shout and make the most coherent, eloquent, beautiful argument that's ever been made. And I could do that for days. And at the end of it, he'd go, bloody Brexit, we should leave the European Union. I'd get nowhere because he has an internal state of mind about that subject. So, will you spend the rest of your life continually will you spend the rest of your life continually listening to drinkers justify their reasons to drink? Maybe. But it doesn't have to be a big thing in the way that if you wanted to, you could go out and have arguments every day with people. You've just got to deal with this in the same way that you do with other stuff. The same way I deal with my father around Brexit. I just don't want to talk to him about it because there's no point. So when someone comes up to you and says, yeah, it's very good that you stop drinking, but let me tell you why that I have to, just stop it. Don't get into a debate. Don't encourage them. Don't respond. Just say, good for you. I don't want to talk about it. And, okay, sometimes it's going to come across a bit abrupt, but that's okay. If somebody came up to you and talked to you about a subject you found offensive, you wouldn't have any problem shutting them down and saying, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. It's like, my wife has this habit of talking about entirely inappropriate things over the dinner table because we have a lot of animals. We have 7 pets because of the animal situation here in Cyprus. And, I don't want to talk about the dog's bowel movement while I'm having my dinner. But my wife was like, she doesn't think like that. So sometimes she'll bring up a subject over dinner and I'm like, whoa, I don't want to talk about that. Stop. And that's it. And that's how you have to be around this subject of alcohol. So if you find that people start justifying their drinking to you, stop the conversation. Do not get involved. Change the subject. It's as simple as that. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, listen, if you're worried about your drinking and you're in the United Kingdom, you have a few days left to secure your place at London Quit Drinking Bootcamp. And then it's going to be Chicago, then Dublin, Ireland for the first time, and I'm hoping to finish the year in New York. So if you want to come, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.